You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 20th of February, 2026. It is 61 days after the winter solstice. It is 28 days before the spring equinox. The sun rises today at 6:43 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:09 p.m. The sun sets today at 5:37 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 6:04 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 6:36 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 34 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 12% full at midday. The moon rises today at 8:05 a.m. and then it sets at 9:26 p.m. The first quarter will arrive on Tuesday, the 24th of February. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the morning, low tide, 6 a.m., minus 15 centimeters. Near midday, high tide, 12:19 p.m., 1 meter 46. In the evening, low tide, 6:19 p.m., minus 18 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, a few days ago we noted that a sweet gum tree had just dropped a huge number of last year's seed pods. Along 34th Street, the Japanese pagoda trees have likewise indulged in a bout of spring cleaning. The sidewalk underneath the trees is littered with discarded remains of thin stems and the delicate outer husks of seed pods. On 31st Road, the sawtooth oak trees still retain dead leaves in their lowest branches, while the tops of the trees are utterly bare. We can expect the trees will drop the last of their leaves very soon. Last preparations for the flowering and leafing out that is just around the corner. Commemorations. Bastions of Democracy. On this day in 1792, President George Washington signed the Postal Service Act, which established the United States Post Office Department. In our history, the post office has been one of the key drivers of a democratic society. It tied together a vast nation and is required to serve people even in remote areas, something that profit-making entities are not required to do. Happy birthday to the post office. Milestones of Science. On this day in 1824, the Reverend William Buckland presented a scientific paper to the Geological Society of London, entitled Megalosaurus, or Great Fossil Lizard of Stonesfield. It was the first description of a dinosaur. Buckland was Oxford University's first reader in geology. He is one of many Church of England clergymen who have documented natural history. The fossil he documented came from a quarry just to the north of Oxford. The drawings that accompanied his text were made by his wife, Mary Morland. We wish a happy anniversary today to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which opened to the public on this day in 1872 at 681 Fifth Avenue. On this day in 1905, the Supreme Court upheld the constitutionality of Massachusetts' mandatory smallpox vaccination program. Today we remember Ansel Adams, born this day in 1902 in the Fillmore district of San Francisco. His photographs of the landscapes of the American West reflect a deep reverence for the natural world. Sharp in focus, full of detail, with a rich variety of tone, they reflect years of work to attain technical mastery. Remember Ansel Adams today. Today we wish a happy birthday to Trevor Noah, born this day in 1984 in Johannesburg, South Africa. He became an institution on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Since 2018, the foundation he began has encouraged educational initiatives in South Africa, with the ambition of expanding education resources across sub-Saharan Africa. Happy birthday, Trevor Noah. Today, spring training begins in Major League Baseball. 4 games will take place today in the Cactus League: the Diamondbacks versus the Rockies, the Padres versus the Mariners, the Royals versus the Rangers, and the White Sox versus the Cubs. And 1 game will take place in the Grapefruit League: the Yankees versus the Orioles. All 30 big league teams will take the field tomorrow for the first full slate of games across the Cactus and Grapefruit Leagues. Play ball. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 20th of February, 2026.